So these are raspberries. Raspberries are a biennial kind of a crop. In other words, they have like a 2-year sort of a life cycle to how these canes grow. The first year they go up and they just produce energy and they extend and elongate the cane. And then the second year they actually produce fruit. After the second year, that cane is really pretty much dead. And so what we have to do when we're pruning raspberries is first go through and remove the canes that have already produced fruit. So if you look down here at these canes, I've kind of worked through pruning this part already. You can see from the ground up, these canes are pretty straight. The sort of the outside of the stem is pretty fresh looking. And those are the canes that next year are going to produce fruit. Then we have these other ones out on the ends, even though they've already sort of died back for the year. There's a lot of branching on these, and those are the ones that did produce fruit. And so next year, those won't produce anything. So those are the ones that we want to cut out of here. So when I'm cutting these, I cut them close to the ground, and you can see at the base of where I just cut, that's pretty brown and dry. So that's not, that part is pretty well already dead for the year. And then I just pull those out of there. Raspberries will grow out of where you want them to grow, and they move to another place. Now that it's frozen, it would be a good time because they're dormant now if we wanted to dig up and transplant these. It's the right time. But if you're pruning these things, if they don't get enough light, you still won't get enough berries, even off the second year canes. And so in here, my canes are starting to get kind of close together. So we wouldn't want to dig up in the middle of something that's so close together. As much as possible, you could dig them up and separate them, but the more you hack on them, the less likely you are to get fruit this next year. So what I prefer to do is on the nice big ones, if there's a big cluster like this, where they're close together, after I've removed my canes that are they're kind of spent for the year, the ones that are on their second year and have already produced fruit, I'll come in here and I'll choose some smaller, weaker ones that didn't get as much development, and I'll just cut some of them off too, so that I can get more light into sort of our thicket here, and then I'm going to get more fruit for next year.